Grief is love. You cannot experience that kind of depth of pain and loss without also experiencing the enormity and the immensity of love. It's one end of the spectrum. And if you can really let yourself dive fully into your grief, really feel it so completely, it doesn't go away. It's not one of those things that just feel it, process it, and move it through. There are things that you can do that with, but grief is not one of them. But what will happen is at the bottom of that grief, you're going to find God. You're going to find God's love. It is through the doorway of grief that you experience all of consciousness, the whole love of consciousness. And that doorway is opened by your loved ones, by the people who leave us, by the people who pass on out of the body before we do. The hole they leave is actually the opening to divine experience, divine love, divine expression. You will find nirvana at the bottom of that grief. And that's why trauma healing is so important, and particularly the trauma healing, the way it's done from a body perspective, from a somatic perspective. We are all taught to avoid our pain, to run from our grief, to push it aside. We don't want to face it. We feel like we'll never see the end of it. And that's true to an extent. You don't see the end of it. You break through to the truth of it, the truth of your pain, the truth of your grief. Because the truth is, we are here for the whole spectrum of the human experience. And God is found at the bottom of each of those experiences, from our highest highs to our lowest lows. Most of us don't have too hard a time feeling the good feelings. It's the hard feelings that nobody taught us how to feel. But you can do it. And I want to help guide you to that place, because on the other side is your awakening. Through that doorway of your grief and your pain and your suffering and your traumas and your conditioning, on the other side is freedom like you cannot imagine, beyond your wildest dreams. That kind of freedom you can't carve out you can't cut out enough people, enough inconveniences, enough responsibility to find the level of freedom that you will find at the end of your grief, at the bottom of that well. That is where you will encounter nirvana. And you don't have to take that journey on your own. And you don't have to take that journey through your stories, through your past. You can take the journey in the here and now without disrupting your entire fucking life. You can. I did. I've brought countless clients and students through that journey, and they continue to put these tools to use. I use the technique called somatic renewal. Somatic renewal is a spiritual and body-based healing modality that helps you get in touch safely with your grief without disrupting your whole life. It's shadow work in the moment, and then you move forward with immediate positive responses in your day-to-day life. Subscribe for free to The Spiritual Anarchist, which is my online magazine exploring all things spirituality, healing, creativity, and more. I'm Ingrid. I'm a spiritual mentor for leaders, misfits, and creatives. If that's you, come join my community. I want to be of service to you. I love you.